Looking for something to do? Come with me. This morning, we're going to replace a hot water tank, a 30-gallon. Last night, it was leaking. I just turned it off from the valve, and so they could have at least a cold water to use to flush the toilet. But I got the tank in the van. Let's head to the unit, and let's see what we can do. Okay, we're going to these apartment. I got the hot water tank inside already. I'm just getting my plumbing bucket. This is what we're using today, another Home Depot hot water tank. And this is the old one that we need to replace. So this is kind of tight space, but let's see if we'll manage to take it out. So last night I just turned it off from that valve. Let's go ahead and turn the main off and drain some of that water in the sink. Alright, I also forgot to say that when I turned off the valve last night, I turned off the gas because that pilot might be still on, and when that water cools down, it's still gonna get flamed up. So, because the leak, it could be higher, you know, so you still got water in there. So just make sure you turn off the gas and the water going into the tank. So now we turned off the main. I got the hose hooked up and still got some water in there. We'll drain it out, and then after that, I had to cut this pipe and this pipe. Give me some more space to pull this tank out. So now we got the hose hooked up. Before you plug it in, make sure you turn these spigot on. Sometimes it doesn't drain as fast as I want because of the sediments in there. So what I do is put pressure in it. I turn the main on, put water in there. So now we're gonna turn that valve back on, and let's see if we could push some of these water sediment out. While it's draining, I started disconnecting the top. So I'm gonna continue doing that and cut that pipe I need to cut to make some space for me to take the tank out. And we're gonna take the strict water drip pipe from the relief valve also. We can reuse that, hook it up to the new one. Put it on the side. Now I'm able to cut them pieces of 2 1/2-inch. So let's cut these. So a little bit of water is going to come out. The water sitting on this pipe. spot. Disconnecting everything while it's draining. So you gotta wait anyway for it to drain. Depends on how much water is in there. Just a tight spot. Because it's in a tight space, I'm going to have to pick this tank. That's the only way it's going to come out, is to pick it up. Wow. Wish there's an easy way, but there ain't. They had all these plumbing on this side. I should have put it on the other side. Too old for these. Go. Because it's in a tight space, I can't bear hug this tank to lift it out, and the water meter is in the way. Can't move the furnace, so I made something, you know, my metal horses with plywood. I just lift it up and I'm gonna try to slide it out, see if I could do that. Well, seems like it worked. Not the first time I've done these. Let's completely slide it out. got the old tank out. I used my metal horses and a piece of wood just to go on top of that water meter and then pipes, so I don't have to do any plumbing to reconnect it. So now I'm just gonna get my vacuum, clean it all out, and let's slide the new one in. Alright, just got the box open, ready to put this new one in, set in place. Alright, so I got it all vacuum up, and I'm gonna wipe that rest of the water out and dry it up. Bear hug this one and slide it in. So we got this tank in place. Now I gotta rehook everything up. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna use a shark bite on these two fittings. So in case, if this goes bad in 4, 5, or 6 years, I don't have to keep cutting it again. And it's easier for me to just disconnect it, slide it out. So it makes it easier to another person that's gonna work on it. So I'm gonna slide this in there, just like that. Sure it's all the way in. Then we're just gonna reuse that same one that we took out. So So those two pipes are in. Continue on the gas line. I just used the old pipe. I took it out from the old tank. So, all right, then let's work up top. turn that. Make sure the one that has to shut off goes in the cold. There's a word cold and hot, so I put the shut off on the cold. That's the water, cold water going in, and the hot water coming out. So I'm going to show you guys. See, it says cold, and it says they're hot. So when you cut your pipe, make sure you put it back, just follow it. Cold water going in, and then hot water coming out, going into the building. So once you hook up your water line, you need to hook up the vent. Okay. Union is tight, and then what we're gonna need turn the gas on. We can turn the water back on. And turn it slowly. You don't want a lot of pressure going into the pipe and your brake start leaking. And you also need to open up the leak valve, release on that air in the tank. And if you could turn the faucet on, you can turn the faucet on, let the air out. So right now we're slowly filling up the tank. So now we just wait till it's filled. That's how you know it's filled up. Okay, we're pressurized. I open up some of the faucet upstairs and let the air out. Now we gotta tighten the drip leg, piece of pipe that's at the bottom. And you guys can see it. And make sure everything is tight. Then we're gonna light it up. Got it lit. and let it go. Turn it on hot. And it's a blue flame. How you like it? Alright, we got these new tank in. Of course, two more things to do. First one is we need to put this back. So when that opens up, too much pressure in the tank, it won't splash everywhere. It will just go down to the floor. There's no floor drain here. Second is I'm just gonna check for gas leak. I'm just gonna spray some bubbles in there, bubbles. If it bubbles up, then we got a leak. If it doesn't bubble up, then we're okay. So what I use is just these all-purpose leak detector. It just makes bubbles. You can use anything, Windex, as long as there's bubbles in there to detect if there's a leak. It will bubble up.